shoot. Rising, firing it off the mark for Dante Harris, the sophomore guard.
Yeah, there's that start defensively that I was just speaking about.
And Samuels, he's got clothesline there. Get you flustered early, and Patrick Ewing said to the media yesterday, we cannot turn the ball over. They average 13.5 turnovers a game, but a problem here early.
And what it does and what it has done for Georgetown, it's just taken them out of their rhythm, especially in the last 5 to 8 minutes of a game when they've been competitive. You just can't have that many turnovers.
Dixon kicks it out around the arc. It goes. There you go, F.A., and he left it short. He thought he got hit on the arm by Slater, but no whistle.
First 1 to 10 today, huh?
Well, Villanova might be okay with that.
Right, exactly.
As I said, Georgetown, they want to push the pace a little bit. Around the arc, shot fake. Samuels driving, another big foul. That's the second time that Samuels has taken a...
This is exactly what you want.
And they never even got it inside, so 2 seconds on the shot clock, but bailed out. Donald Carey with a tough finish.
Sure was a tough finish, but you're not going to beat Villanova doing that. You have to really challenge them. And we talk about keeping the pressure on the guy with the ball, but you have to keep the pressure with the ball on the guy defending you.
Donald Carey, though, he's been on a run, 14 straight double-figure performances. He gets Georgetown the first bucket, now trying to get the first steal, but he cannot. Gillespie, so good with a shot fake, crafty. He knew he had Harris in the air.
And the ball is bounced to him because it takes a fraction of a second longer to get to a shooter.
3 fouls so far in 3 minutes here on the Georgetown Hoyas. Good pass inside. Justin Moore. He was great in the win against Providence. 19 points. Really got him going early in that game.
Pretty well defended, too, when he had that post opportunity just then.
Slater spinning. Curling the pass around to Dixon.
Well, at least it gives them an opportunity to change their defense up. They go right over the top quickly, Villanova on that 1-2-2 defense.
Yeah, one pass beat that to Samuels. Now here's Daniels. Moore, he'll take the contested 3 right on. They'll let him play on as Antoine takes it the other way. Jermaine Samuels driving dish. Moore. Villanova just so sound and patient. Inside, good feed. Stripped and a foul. Aminu Muhammad.
Very efficient at the defensive end, where we started this broadcast talking about how good they are.
Rice, set play for him, and there is Caden Rice's first bucket. And, Jim, that's a guy they could stand to get going tonight.
Yeah, especially from the three-point line, although he's coming off a game where he was 1 for 8 with only 3 points, so hopefully he can get it going for Georgetown.
He leads them in 3-point field goals made and leads the Big East in that category as well. Around the arc, right into the shooting pocket, but off the mark, George. That was really the first time they've gotten it in early in the shot clock.
Yeah, you can't hesitate if you're Mutombo. Young guy, just then catch it quickly and make a decision.
Not a pass. Gillespie fighting.
Then the left, because you use that left to plant for shots.
Rebound, weak side, picked up by Samuels.
Yeah, good play there by Samuels to come back. Generally, you want to sneak out. You think your teammate has the rebound. Perimeter defense has been pretty good by George.
Got a hand on that. Now Muhammad on the offensive end, high arcing. And both teams cold from deep, 0 of 6 combined.
Yeah, I know they're having difficulty getting good shots, and you come down the floor and they like to play with pace. And I think when you're down 9-4 against Villanova, I think you got to work it just a little bit or challenge him by driving it to the basket more.
Dixon has a couple of early buckets. Going against the freshman, he throws over. Right down Broadway, Holloway, wild shot.
But I like the thought process of going towards the basket there.
Daniels.
Another good look down low.
Now what does Dixon do when he travels? So Dixon to turn catch and shoot. There is Rice. Left it short. And Muhammad came flying through, but wisely didn't touch it. Gillespie, three-pointer, yes.
And if you have a relatively young squad, without the experience of some of these teams, A, you can compete for a period of time, but B, when it comes time to close it out, can you do that? Watch out, folks.
Well, they just forced Villanova into their third first.
I correctly said the shot clock is now down under 5, right? I think you've said it 5 possessions, maybe.
Yeah, I think there's only been 2 where they shot it before that.
Exactly. It's just a bad habit to get into.
Kicked ball in the backcourt there by Muhammad. But you pointed it out, though. Give credit to Georgetown also on the defense.
Yes.
It may be as locked in as I've seen them on that end. Now Moore gets it close in range. Spinning. It's off the screen. He wants to drive it on Samuels. Gets right by it, but can't reverse it.
Just out of control, looking for some body action. You have to remember to think basket first unless you're in a real troubled position where you have to go for body.
Gillespie left that one short, flying through. Dixon looking for position. Moore is Moore. What a block, though. Jermaine Samuels. Everybody getting a hand on it. Finally, Gillespie comes away with it. 3-on-3, Colin Gillespie.
8 feet away from the basket. See, so far now it's down under 10 seconds right now. And they, nice little Slater step in.
And now Slater lays it up and in with a left hand. Town team who hasn't tasted victory since December 15th. Not the start that they had envisioned. Kick out three, maybe that'll get him going. There is Caden Rice.
And because there was one strong dribble to the middle of the floor from the right side, and the kick out was kind of to the left side, it opened up the floor just a little bit more.
Give Caden Rice. You see some numbers on Villanova today, but Rice 3.5 threes a game to lead the spark for the Hoyas.
Yeah, after a couple of possessions, all of a sudden, your body language as a team. Watch the bounce for Georgetown now on this defensive pressure. I would imagine this is going to be a real good, aggressive one. They should put their hands out and foul, though. Just keep the feet moving.
Villanova's got to hurry, and they do get it across. Ooh, Dixon bails out. He just jumped higher than Rice. Around the arc it goes. Gillespie thought about it. Moore.
He could have taken his own three. Shooter.
There's Rice again, this time off the mark. Gillespie brings it the other direction. Gillespie wants to do it all. Kick it.
Games he's played also.
Holloway with a left hand, doesn't get it.
One of the things we haven't seen the guards for Villanova post up as of yet. They generally spend a lot of time posting up because they can pass out of the post very well.
This is Moore just driving it inside. No, there's Dixon. Well, he's been a problem for Georgetown.
About a half dozen already.
Right now it's a 4-on-4. And off the mark for Tyler Beard.
I like the bounce, though, that Georgetown's playing with at the offensive end over the last 4 possessions. They're playing with a little bit more purpose in terms of what they're trying to accomplish.
Just shooting 21%, although Nova's not blistering the nets at just over 30% right now. Getting in the paint, kicking, extra pass. And this is a team, a big reason why Gillespie, but they lead the Big East in three-point shooting at over 36%. They also lead the Big East in makes per game from outside the arc. But so far, they're 2 of 10 from deep.
We get 9 a game.
Yeah. And Gillespie and Moore, who really lead this team, they're 1 of 10 right now for the field.
As Patrick Ewing said, they're trying a lot of different things. And here's a 2-3 look right now. Little change of pace.
And forcing the turnover.
Because we've got some hesitation from Villanova. All of a sudden they're saying, I think he just hurried himself a touch because he has size and strength over Gillespie down there and just rushed his shot.
Gillespie driving. No whistle. Offensive rebound. Kick out Daniels. Wow. And Gillespie. Ball came right to him, so they'll get a third chance.
The Providence game took a couple of little strength of the legs out from underneath him a bit.
Three-pointer from the wing, and another miss for Moore. Earlier, it was a high-level game at the dunk. Three-pointer dropped down from Donald Carey, and all of a sudden, we've got a one-point game.
As you touched on, he has been up and down. He's gone on a streak where he was 3 for 20 from 3, but that shot right there, very confident.
In the lane, Moore driving kick, open Slater, and that drops down for Brandon. Late in the shot clock, launches again off the mark. He has 11 of Georgetown's 18.
Yeah, to shoot that with 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
It's a consistent theme.
There's that post up by the guards.
Yep, Moore, and he just powers through Tyler Beard.
Yeah, surprised we haven't seen that.
Open look off the mark for Caden Rice, and a rebound comes down to Samuels.
Isn't it interesting when you call a shooter's number how fast he can get that shot off? Just a touch off for Rice.
He has indeed one of the quickest triggers in the country. Gillespie drive and dish. Jermaine Samuel, he went to throw that down, but Muhammad better be careful. And he just got technical foul.
He did.
Oh, no. And coming back through to grab it is Slater.
Yeah, and as a 7'2", Mutombo has to learn to back quickly there. And good play defensively, but he's got to play twice. See if he can get it up high here.
He does, and he lays it up and in. He thought he got fouled, no whistle.
Yep, just keep playing.
Well, making Dad proud on one end with a block, that's for sure.
No finger waving.
No finger waving. Dikembe is father number 2 in the NBA and block shots behind Akeem Olajuwon all time.
That's pretty good defensive effort there to help out there by Mutombo.
Now Dixon. Slater cut off by Rice. Shoots it over him and gets it to go.
So much of getting you.
Harris slips it in. Mutombo showing the mid-range game on the 10-footer.
Oh, and he sees a defensive player step right in front of him so he doesn't drive. A lot of young players would have taken that ball and ended up charging on that particular play. Nice little pull-up.
The freshman from Atlanta, top 100 recruit. And as we said, didn't play the last couple of games, but back-to-back buckets for him. Now Gillespie in the corner, short. And Georgetown with a chance to draw a little. Down inside, pass taken away.
That was not a good entry pass by Harris. He did not wait for Mutombo to get position on that.
Georgetown has done a pretty good job of taking care of the ball. That's their 4th turnover. Got a 7-second difference here, shot and game clock.
Which means if you get a stop, there's plenty of time to get a quality shot off.
Gillespie, oh, he got him in the air. He did that to him earlier on the other side of the floor. That's 2.5 on a run to get it back to double digits, and they will start the second half with possession. Trying to get their 14th Big East win and stay near the top with Providence in search of their 8th regular season Big East title in the last 9 seasons. Such consistency.
Yeah, Georgetown has to contain them because they do not want them to get off on an early start. So defensively, another miscue there.
What an atmosphere that's going to be. Kicking out, 3-pointer on the wing, knocked down by Dante Harris. Good start for the Hoyas.
And that slows the atmosphere in this building down a little bit if the Hoyas can get a couple of shots like that, which they had big-time problems if you're just tuning in the first 7 minutes of this game, getting good looks.
Gillespie lets it fly, and a long rebound out of bounds. Donald Carey stepping back and knocking down a triple. He's got 14 points, and we've got a 4-point game.
And you notice those first couple of dribbles, too? They get the defender moving, and you know what you're going to do. He's going to stop on that dime and look for his shot, but dribble with a purpose. Georgetown did not do that at all in the first half, or the first half of the first half.
So credit the Hoyas coming out here 0-14 in the Big East, but they've got all the momentum right now and nearly getting a steal right there, 11-2.
Now watch how Carey puts the ball on the floor, and then he gets the big guy to switch. Out front, Dixon, who switched out on him. Get that big guy at 6'8", 255. Get him moving his feet a little bit. That allows you to dictate the flow of your offensive moves.
Much better start to the second half than the first for Georgetown. They had 5 points halfway through the first half. They've already scored 6 here in 90 seconds of the second. Moore in the corner, and he has the answer with a triple.
Nice little set there.
6 from deep before that, and now he's getting a steal.
Not so sure about that lob to the post.
Daniels crossover, lost it, and it went off of Daniels. Another Villanova turnover. There's 7. Even at last 20, including January in D.C. Is that pass kicked? Well, apparently not kicked. Wow. But Villanova gives it right back, and Jay Wright the one to catch it. And Muhammad had the 3 fouls in the first half, including the technical. And here he gets the assist to Dante Harris.
Harris only shooting it at 24% on the season, but can light it up from time to time. And I like that decision there by Muhammad not to try to do too much. Occasionally he has that where he gets a little anxious and makes a bad move and tries to create something when there's nothing there.
So 3 triples for Georgetown this half, back within 4. Colin Gillespie, guarded by the taller Holloway, drives and kicks. Moore on the wing, yes.
Yeah, a little bit of rhythm. You got to be 19 from the floor, but picked up a mere 17 rebounds.
Season high for him. Bad pass, but it does get to Justin Moore, and then a turnover.
Jay Wright looking for a slap on the wrist just then.
Driving to the bucket, laying it in, Colin Holloway.
You know, and I'm looking at that Georgetown bench over there, too, for a team that's 0-14. They're showing some excitement, enthusiasm, and encouragement on everybody's standing. I wouldn't let the first or second row seat behind them.
Great move. So Justin Moore, after a quiet first half, Jim, he's come to...
And what happens when you're a young player, too, like that, Brandon, is sometimes you go hard when you're not supposed to, and you're over... You know, you're energetic to a fault sometimes in a certain place, but I'd rather see him be aggressive than a passive freshman.
Georgetown missing some opportunities at the line. They're 5 of 11, but still back within 5 here. NCAA tournament in surprising fashion.
A little switch up now. It allows them to go 1-2-2. I like the defensive difference. Just barely beating that clock just then.
Now Justin Moore in a little bit of trouble. Getting it across the timeline. Daniels maneuver. Patrick Ewing goes with a bit of a smaller lineup.
Yep, smaller lineup, shooting lineup.
I asked him, I said, looks like you've been going with some smaller lineups recently. He said, I'm going for anything that'll work right now.
Pretty candid line, too, wasn't it? Muhammad has to be careful with those 3 fouls, though.
Arcidiacono. Carey slips in a pass. Holloway cut off.
And we've seen that slip cut work for Georgetown.
Carey running away from the rim, but getting it to go off the window.
Yeah, it's all starting, Brandon, with that little pick and roll. It's not really a pick, but it's a kind of a exchange and a slice to the basket. Oh, this is trouble getting this in again. Don't reach with the hands if you're Georgetown.
It's almost a 5-second call. Carey, by the way, has 16 points now for Georgetown, and we have a 1-possession call. Well, that is now the 3rd foul on Dante Harris. So he and Ego Efe and Muhammad for Georgetown all with 3.
Harris is a sophomore, but you think with his experience, and now all of a sudden they go to a zone which protects you a little bit from the foul situation. Makes sense. But bucket against the zone.
Well, Slater's been as efficient as possible. He's 4 of 4 from the field. Muhammad, he thought that was kicked.
And it wasn't kicked. It was thrown off his foot, so it wasn't a kick.
So the play continues. Here goes Gillespie spinning. Oh, everything but the finisher. Now Villanova pushes it back to a 7-point lead. Harris getting downhill again. Takes it right at Arcidiacono.
So you got to learn those scouting reports too, Brandon. I've always looked at, who are you playing against? He's going to his right very effectively. He's a power player to his right off the dribble. Force him to his left. Make him make a decision with his left hand rather than his right hand. Now, these guys can do that, but not as effectively as their power hand.
Jermaine Samuels kick in. Arcidiacono, beautiful shot fake to the elbow. Left it way short. Yeah. Offensive rebound, though. Shot clock. Muhammad misses the 3. Gillespie, he has 9 rebounds already. Colin Gillespie does it all.
Yeah, he grabbed 10 against St. John's on a night that he was scoreless that night.
As the air, can't get it.
Pretty well defended, wasn't it, by Moore just then? Forced them to reload that shot just a little bit to force it to be that much harder than a softer shot.
And some contact. Rice with a foul on the floor. But Georgetown's play. Butler beat him here in 2017 in Marquette on January 19th this year.
That was a great game.
Slater misses it off the back of the iron. Speaking of difficult shots, Harris left that one short.
Yeah, contested too just then by Samuels at 6'7". When you have that small guard like with Harris at 6 feet, he's proven he can go by anybody out front. Why not do it against a 6'7" guy?
Jermaine Samuels facing up against Billingsley, and a whistle and a foul before that got started. Well, they got it now, and the inbound pass coming up top to Justin Moore.
Got their shooters on the floor. Here's one of them.
Daniels misses from the elbow. Rebound to Georgetown. Minu Muhammad still without a field goal. 0 of 3, 2 points at the line. But Harris has had a big second half. And it continues, a friendly bounce on the road.
How about talking about the bounce? How about the bounce away from the defensive player to really give yourself some great separation? That was not an easy shot.
Gillespie, extra pass. Daniels, no. And now it's Harris rebounding it.
Pretty good balance by Villanova. Don't take a forced bad shot.
Great pass. And Muhammad, there's his first field goal. Another response from the Hoyas here.
Yeah, nice run out, too, by the Hoyas. Playing that little pickup game, little quicker tempo. Nice deflection here, too.
And Harris picks it up, but credit that to Muhammad. And keep fighting and clawing. Gary up and in with a left hand.
Boy, he's good with that offhand, isn't he? In terms of being able to drive it to the basket. At the last second, he has that little bit of a knack to push that ball away from his body.
Gary and Harris have been the driving force. What a play, though, by Eric Dixon to stop the Georgetown Sixers. Nice move off the glass and in for the young freshman.
You know what I like best about that? Number one is, as a freshman, very patient. I thought he was coming to the middle of the floor. He stopped himself, stopped his thinking, and read the defensive player perfectly. A little drop step.
Gillespie, baseline drive, drops it off, kick out, Samuels for three.
Nice tip by Harris just then.
I'm not used to the quarter zips. Georgetown applying that pressure. They've had some success with that here, forcing turnovers. Arcidiacono back in the game. He's getting some extended minutes here tonight. Here is Arcidiacono. Back to the leader, Gillespie. Gillespie drives, kicks. Arcidiacono, corner three off the mark. Rebound to Holloway. As it always is.
Don't stop there. Not a good place to stop. A good release pass.
Into the corner. More. Good putback. Following it, Caleb Daniels. For a step back three.
See the extra oomph he had to put on that shot because he's falling away.
And he missed it, and we head the other direction as it's knocked out of bounds. Now, I know he's had a good second half, but that's probably not the shot Patrick Ewing wanted.
No, not at all. Boy, that little lob pass into the middle of the floor is dangerous, isn't it?
That's a dangerous pass.
That bounce pass will slow down. Watch behind you.
Knocked free by Samuels, but Georgetown able to keep it, and then they fumble it away again.
Yeah, that's Gillespie, though. He's going to take the air out of the ball to get his guys set right now.
This is where it's so good to have Colin Gillespie.
Yeah. I mean, he had no intention of firing that ball down the floor. They could have four guys getting layups, and he's just going to hold on and make sure they get a good shot. Good ball, little hold there, and body bump.
Gillespie inbound, even though Villanova 12 turnovers, Gillespie just with one of them. As I say that, he almost threw it out of bounds.
You know your inbounds passes play is not run correctly if you're running down a baseball pass.
Gillespie kicked it off his foot, so he does make his second turnover. I'm sorry. Team with 16 fouls.
Wow, look at this one.
But off the side of the backboard for Caden Rice, and his struggles continue.
Yeah, you got to get a better one than that.
Leads the league in three-point shooting, but he is now 1 of 7 from deep tonight. Daniels, meanwhile, from deep, knocks down his baseball pass. That almost hit the scoreboard, and ultimately knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Villanova.
Boy, did that ball have some air under it, didn't it?
It was truly about a foot from hitting the bottom of the scoreboard.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Close. Could have gone off to Daniels.
Yeah, I thought so, too.
But they can't go to the monitor until under 2 minutes.
Right.
Gillespie.
There's that post up at the guard. Very good passer from the post.
Getting in the lane, Samuels. Well, that was a tough finish for Jermaine Samuel.
And how about the run
here at 10? Holloway drives on Dixon and finishes at the rim.
Just a smart play again, taking it towards the basket. But remember your scouting reports. 4 minutes and under, you have to force guys to use their weak hand.
Moore behind the back, in the lane, leaning, bucket and a foul.
You see how Moore was...
Back to a two-possession game. Georgetown shooting 64% from the floor this half. Villanova beats the press. They got a numbers advantage. Taking it right to the rim. Tap back is good for Daniel. Getting their floor general back out there.
They keep going over the top along the sidelines, which is either you go to the middle, turn and see if somebody can fill the middle of the floor. If not, the sideline is your second best option.
Jermaine Samuels against the freshman Muhammad in the lane, leaning in, no. Rebound, ball.
Well, that had a little air under it too, didn't it?
A lot of air. 33% from deep, but 0 of 3 today for Muhammad.
Well, let's take a look at the execution and what types of shots.
There, the double team comes on Gillespie. Around the arc, Samuels drives, offensive.
Yeah, I didn't like that right arm coming up.
There's no call, and he missed it off the window. Now the other way, Justin Moore.
Jay right up at the other end, breaks on a little bit.
And with how deliberate Villanova plays, you know, at this juncture, 2 minutes, 8 points, starting to feel like a pretty big deficit.
Well, you know why they can do it is really bouncing people around.
Perry lost it.
And now you're going to sit on it again, I think, if you're Villanova.
Yeah, Samuels, Moore, and then they'll get it to Gillespie. Thought about it, drives inside, and he missed it.
As we touched on, Patrick Ewing, I think, is going to have to foul a little bit here.
Let's see what they do. Moore collects, and now it's just a race against the clock.
The clock's not your friend, as we all know.
I don't think they can let 20 more seconds kick off here.
That's why I said he's got to go into a fouling mode. Three possessions or more with a minute 20, I would foul. And it's now you can't foul. You just have to play it out.
Moore, three-pointer. Well, he knocks down. They're going to say it's a 2, but either way, now it's 2. And thrown away by Harris. Diving on the ground to get it, Caleb Daniels. You may have heard an eruption from the crowd, and that's because Kevin Voigt, walk-on senior, on senior night, has just checked into the ball game. A moment ago, the student section was cheering his name, wanting him to get a little bit of play, and he will. What an honor for him.
But then after that flagrant and what could have happened there, Jay Wright saying, I want to get this young man into this game, but...
And the students love it. They will have, as we mentioned, another game here on March 1st against Providence. Backcourt trap. The arrow will send it the other way, but there's a foul. Get into Daniels. Let's see if they foul. Here's Voigt. And Voigt is able to get a pass off, but he's not going to get a shot up on senior night. But Villanova